Rob, obviously a difficult scoreline for you to take at Dagenham today. How do you sort of assess that really from your point of view?
No complaints. We got to defend better in moments, especially when the ball's come in our box, and in transition moments as well. We knew that Marias, Pereira, they like to come inside, get the shots off. So the two things we probably needed to negate, we didn't. And then we give players with their quality and obviously their physicality in the box. We didn't deal with it. And it's a humbling experience for us. We have to take it on the chin, and we have to really look at it and see that for all the good football that we play, there is a downside. And if we don't do the defensive stuff, or if we don't play well enough, we don't get the lock up right, we don't do the little things that, the little professional things, in terms of the swing around, the marking, getting contact from corners, etc. You can be punished, and you can get punished in the most brutal way. And there's not much else to say other than we have to accept that, and we have to look at it, and we have to go again. I'm not going to criticise the lads too much. Ultimately, we had to be better tonight, and we had to be better in the big moments, and there was big moments when the goals come. But it's a really harsh lesson to be learnt, and I suppose the only challenge I've got for the lads is, will they learn it? That's the harshest way to learn. I've been there myself as a player. It comes down to now desire, and we're never going to come away from the way we play, but doing the other side of the game is something we need to improve on. We've had a few scares recently against Barnet and against Eastleigh, which we was lucky to get away with, but tonight we got punished, and we need to accept that.
Yeah, I know you mentioned the defensive side there. Was there a bit of ruthlessness in an attacking sense as well? Obviously Dagenham scoring 7, but yourselves scoring the 1, still had a few chances up the other end. Obviously even if you had scored a few more, it might make the scoreline a little closer, but obviously still that defensive side's going to kind of outweigh that a little bit as well.
Yeah, of course. I watched the game back and I'll see, I thought we probably dominated most of the players, we always do. I thought we probably created more chances ironically in this game than we have done in the last 2 or 3, which is, when you actually look at it, but one, we've got to be more clinical to make sure that the scoreline stays tighter, but 2, we can't allow teams to go 3, 4, 5. Even at 4 or 5, we've got to learn. We've never been in that situation before, a lot of young lads as well, and we've got to be able to manage the game better, to be able to say at 3-1 or 4-1 to stay in the game and not let it get out of control. Credit to the boys and the fact they kept playing, they kept probing, they kept creating opportunities, but probably through a little bit of naivety and not managing the game. We changed the shape a little bit to try and sort of stem the tide, but even the goal at the end, 30 seconds left, just do the simple thing, throw it down the line, block it off, don't let them counter, and we concede. It really hurts, it hurts anyway being 6, but 7, and all I can say is it's probably the harshest lesson for us all to learn, myself included. Ultimately the buck stops with me. I'm the one who takes the most responsibility, but I think it's a good lesson for all of us to take on board, and we've got to look forward to what's going to be a really tough game on Saturday, but sort of the perfect game to respond to.
Yeah, you mentioned it being a situation that a lot of the boys, especially the ones who've been here for a while, haven't really experienced before. How important now, I suppose, is the response to that?
Yeah, it's not just football, it's life. These things happen. You've been unbeaten all season, then you lose 7-1. This football. That's the best thing about it, is it not only teaches you loads as a footballer, but it teaches you loads as a person and a human being. And I think the lessons from this will be more important longer term than maybe the last 6 or 7, not wins, but wins and draws and not being defeated. I think we'll take more from tonight than we will do those games. So, look. We don't ever think it's acceptable to lose by that scoreline, and I don't want to ever see it happen again. But the reality is it is happened. We have to understand why, and we have to look at ourselves honestly, really look into it and understand that, give credit to Dagenham 100%, but also for ourselves, how can we be better to stop that, and then make sure that we have a response.
Yeah, and I mentioned the supporters at the end. I think if I heard the tannoy right, it was just under 100 there tonight. Obviously hurts them as well as yourselves, no doubt, but good to see at the end that obviously the lads still going over shaking hands, but as well from the supporters end, there wasn't any sort of negativity or hostility or anything like that. It was all very much a positive sort of display from both sides at the end. Yeah,
I've got to say to the fans who come, not that they're just a credit all the time, but I think it really sums up the club in terms of the fact that we have our heaviest defeat for a long time. Away from home, one of the longest journeys, a late kick-off, and then the fans react like that, clap the lads off, shake hands, and I think they understand that it wasn't through lack of effort, it wasn't through lack of desire, it wasn't even through playing badly. It was about us not dealing with moments well enough, and Dagenham, they were ruthless and they punished us for it. So I've got to say, just so massive thank you to the fans. I think that It was mentioned in the dressing room, like what an amazing club we have, in the fact that it's great supporting Gateshead when things are going well, but it's about your character and how you support a club when things are tougher. Now, it's only one defeat, let's not get too high or too low and get carried away. But because of the manner of the defeat, sometimes it hurts more than it normally does. But to have fans clap you off and shake hands and tell you that the comments and sort of the words of support that's what makes this place special. And it's definitely something that I'm really proud of to say. Proud of the fans, proud of the club tonight. In a weird way, even after a defeat, I think it highlights the club. And it was mentioned a few times by Dagenham staff and supporters. So thank you to the fans. I appreciate that it's a tough night for the club, but it just shows the club's more about. There's a lot more to this club than just one result on a weekend.